Hello and welcome to another episode of Minimize Regret. In this episode, I want to talk about how life will always be hard. And just for a bit of context, I'm a person who has had really just about the easiest life you can imagine, and I was born to two loving and doting parents who even cared about me probably too much, and I was an only child, and so I really was their world. I received probably too much attention, and quite honestly, especially my father was willing to do anything for me, and I think that had some damaging effects, but that's kind of beside the point. My point really is that my life has been relatively easy. I grew up in the U.S. Um, weren't super rich, but as someone who really doesn't want that many material things, I pretty much had everything I could have wanted and imagined. Now, because partially what I mentioned earlier, because my life was relatively easy, that means I had a lot of mental struggles that I had to overcome. I had depression, especially in high school, a lot of thoughts that I was worthless and not worth anything. And I really got stuck in spirals of being in my own head. And I do think a large part of that is being receiving too much attention from my parents and being cared for a bit too much, because that tends to make you think that you are kind of the center of the universe when really that isn't the case. Now, the reason I share this example of myself is even someone who, by many standards, had a very easy life, I have still had many struggles, even if they're not real, that I've had to overcome in my own head. And my point of all this is life will never be easy, so don't wish for it to be easy. And this is something that took me a long time to realize. In my 20s, I thought that I just wanted to retire early and just live a chill, relaxed life on a beach somewhere, just exercising and because it's something I've always loved, but also just relaxing for the most part. However, that would probably lead to its own set of challenges, even if they are in your own head. So, kind of the call to action from this video is choose your own struggles instead of your struggles being chosen for you by your ego or your mind. And so, this is kind of what I talk about when I say live at your edge. I think you need to have big goals and have big challenges on those way to those big goals. And that is much more productive than your mind or your ego kind of creating these fake challenges that don't really exist. So I think a big part of this video is just the acceptance that no matter what, and take it from me as someone who's had an easy life, life will never be easy. And that's a great and beautiful thing. So if you're fortunate enough to not be struggling for survival, that means you get to kind of and have the opportunity to choose what your challenges are. And I think this is extremely powerful. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.